Hi, it's Laura, Hyperstamper here. Okay, so this is a really fun junk journal. This is a bigger one. This one is, let's see, almost 7 by 9.5. So it's a good size one. This is one of the My Book House series. This one is Through the Gate, and it's got this wonderful image of the little boy and girl going through the gate, which is why I put this antique handle on here, because it reminded me of the ironwork on the gate. And then I made this wonderful bangle out of all my vintage beads. I acquired a few more at that church sale that I went to. And yeah, just really fun book. So let's go through here and take a look inside. We'll use the handle. Original first pages. I love these. The Book House first pages are really quite pretty. This series here is from 1954. Yes, 1954. And so sort of midway through their series. And then I added this wonderful photograph of these two girls here out on the dock of the cottage, pulled from that photo album that I have. And then this is just a nice little banknote from 1932 here. One of the original pages of the book again, Cinderella. And we have a vintage botanicals book, vintage school paper. And this is a wonderful one from the art design book from the 1920s, and it's a New Year's gift, how to make a butterfly out of paper. I just love it. I think it's wonderful. And this is one of my fun 1940s original Arborite Company double-sided samples of a countertop. And this one is the yellow pearl and the rose pearl. Remember these? Just so much fun. So Arborite was we call it Arborite, but that was actually the name of the company back in the day. I've mounted it on a vintage upholstery fabric pocket that I put on top of an 1850 history book page. That one is on France. I just made this fun little antique page into a little cluster there for journaling on. And here, this is also from the late 1800s here. A little brittle, so if it does tear, just tuck it back into a pocket after you've journaled on it. This is just a fun page from the 1920s children's book. Here it's got this wonderful little cartoon, and that is an English children's book. They had some of the best stories in theirs. Just the way that they worded them is just a treat. That fuzzy cardstock. Made this out of a black and white vintage botanical book. Got some lace on the pocket here, and here's another one of those 1850 pages. And look at the lace work here. Isn't that lovely? So that was a scrap I had, and underneath, just a little hidden journaling spot there too. This is from the 1920s. Mother and daughter cooking here. And I love that they're wearing these outfits, keeping their hair up. So things to make and do, and a really special page. Actually, I looked at the recipes. They look quite good. So please try them if this is your journal, which is going on Etsy momentarily, hyperstamper.etsy.com. Look at this plate though. Classic, right? And that is from the early 1900s. So we know that is a very old tale of Little Red Riding Hood. I put in this antique postcard here. It is probably around the 1915 to 1920. Children's book page down here. Three Goats Gruff, I think that one's called. Another Gateways to Brooklyn pocket, 1800s Night Guardsman's dial. And look at this great ace from this vintage card pack. I love it. Really unique. I love how they made every card different. The Emerald Lodge attendance log from the 70s. And we've got Jack and Jill Went Up the Hill there from the 1930s. 1971, so more than 50 years old. It's just great. Made this little booklet here out of some of my scraps. Fun. A little cactus page in there. More of my crochet applique doilies here. This is from the Girls' Own Annual 1937. A Christmas Cousin. I was going to put it in my Christmas journal box, but it didn't look Christmassy, so some lucky person gets to have that. And there's another 1940s children's book page pocket. And this one's from 1931, August 1931. I just love, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it says paid on these. There it is, paid. Love it. I love all the stamp marks, front and back. Just fantastic. You can have a lot of fun with that, especially if you're a mixed media artist. And just an early 1900s children's book page. Very early. This is another one of these wonderful pieces I acquired. Look at that crochet work. Isn't that awesome? Cinderella page here through the original book here. And then this is from my vintage Birds and Their Eggs and Nests book. Isn't that fun? I love it. I really do. I love that. And another vintage bird book, a different one. That is a journaling envelope made out of antique paper. And another, oh, this is early 1900s children's book page. And a vintage recipe book, how to set your table, which, as we know, I need work on that. So here is a plate from an art book. Plate number 1, it says. Just another fun cluster piece there. And this is from the 1800s. And this is, it says, the oldest inhabited house in England. So if it's still around, it is still the oldest inhabited house in England. So I love that. This is from the book The Yearling. A beautiful plate. It was the cover plate, actually, as well. And let's see here, the Delineator, 1927. Look at these stockings. See the seam down the back? Oh, that is fantastic. Oh my God. Hosiery. Sorry, hosiery. Yeah, just wonderful ads in there. Really, really fun piece. And then over here, I took this out of a McCall's magazine from the 1950s, a Make It book, which is what I made. I made a Make It book. I should have kept that. That's a really fun one. And then just an embroidery page here. I didn't want to cover it up, so I left that blank. Flip chart paper from the 70s. Just some lace here. This is a Dutch story from a children's book. And more 1950s sewing instructions from a German book. Look at this one. Look at this wonderful woman hanging cords over a spool. And don't twist them. And it almost looks like our USB cords now. Pretty funny. Bill Gates would be impressed. Okay, this is also from the early 1900s, from that art education book, How to Paint a Wine Bottle. Isn't that cool? And look at, this is my favorite, hilarious. Look at this woman, how she's dressed to the nines. She's got pearls, she's dressed up. She's so happy to be loading this dishwasher. Tonight I'm going to put on a gown and I'm going to load my dishwasher in honor of this woman. Same with her. She's not as dressed up, but she is awfully happy to unload her dishwasher. Oh my gosh, the 50s, just too funny. Okay, so there you go, hyperstamper.com. Thanks.